these vines that they tripped over suddenly come to life and grab them and yoink them up into the air, and they're dangling over a big toothy mouth that's in the ground, just hung, like it's gonna kill him. Harkus goes, "That's not right!" Anyway, the monster is a Vixus. They are stationary, non-sentient creatures with tentacles that lay out like vines to snare prey and drop them into a mouth full of pointy teeth. You may notice that they bear a striking resemblance to Sarlaccs.
Yeah, the first time I saw the episode, I thought it was like a mini Sarlacc.
Right.
A baby Sarlacc.
It's a little baby. No, it's not a baby Sarlacc. They are, though, related to Sarlaccs. They have the same tentacles, they have the same toothy maw in the middle, and a big appetite, but the Vixus does not have the Sarlacc's extreme size and lifespan. And it does not have a neurotoxic digestive system that keeps you alive to be digested over a millennia.
You're just like eaten up and killed.
Yeah, it just eats you and you die.
I would prefer that over the Sarlacc process.
Yeah. So, Ponkrell is a male basilisk. They are humanoid sentient species native to the planet Ojom. They have 4 arms, and the top pair are the dominant. They have a bony crest on their heads. Their skin color ranges from green to brown, and they have an inflatable waddle under their chins.
An inflatable?
Yeah, it's inflatable. Can you imagine if he got really mad? He could just like... Would you like to know how tall Ponkrell is?
He's gigantic.
He is 7 foot 9 inches tall.
Holy fuck.
Clones are 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So he towers over them. And he wields 2 hinged double-bladed lightsabers. Everything about Ponkrell is just fucking excessive. He's huge. He has giant testicles on his face. He's got 4 arms and not 1 but 2 of these really aggressive-ass lightsabers.
Yep.
Ponkrell begrudgingly sent reinforcements in, but was super upset with Rex for having, not continued to walk his men into a meat grinder. And on his way, did you see this? On his way to go scream at Rex about it, he fucking shoulder checks Fives on the way by.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he bumped right into him and just moved right by him.
So, Fives, not real thrilled about that. Rex is getting screamed at by Ponkrell. And so Fives comes up behind Ponkrell and in one of my favorite moments goes,
"General Krell, in case you haven't noticed, Captain Rex just saved this platoon."
So then Krell turns around and goes,
"Arc 5555, stand down."
And threatens a clone with his lightsaber.
I
was offended to my core.
I don't have anything else to say. We can move on.
I hate him. I hate Ponkrell. As you might have gathered, Ponkrell has a different command style from Anakin Skywalker. The second Anakin is out of the way, Rex steps up to him and is like, because Ponkrell shows up and everybody's like, holy shit, that's Ponkrell. Like, he's got a reputation.
Yeah.
One thing that we like to do for this podcast is we collect our favorite moments, our favorite lines. This is not a fave, this moment, but it sets the entire tone for these 4 episodes. Rex, as Anakin is flying away, Rex steps up next to Jedi Master Ponkrell and tells him that his reputation precedes him and is an honor to serve with him. And Krell doesn't even look at Rex. He says,
"I find it very interesting, Captain, that you are able to recognize the value of honor for a clone."
Oh.
This motherfucker.
I will give Krell one thing. The shade cuts deep. The shade cuts deep, yeah.
This entire plot wouldn't work with any other group of clones. It has to be the 501st. It has to be Rex, who is bearing the brunt of this man's ire throughout these episodes, because Rex is universally loved.
Absolutely.
In the fandom.
Absolutely.
If you find a Star Wars fan who says that they don't like Captain Rex, they are lying to you. They are trolling you. Rex is universally loved. Full stop.
We're on record as saying Rex is our favorite.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, period.
Period. So, yeah, like, especially going back through Clone Wars the way that we are, I'm falling in love with him all over again. These episodes are really hard to watch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, there's also a Sergeant Appo?
I thought it was Oppo.
No, it's Appo, because he has an arrow on his forehead, on his helmet.
Oh my god.
Because it's based on Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Appa! Yip yip!
Yep. Because Dave Filoni was involved.
Of course, I know that, but oh my god.
I mean, why should George Lucas be the only one who gets to endlessly self-reference?
Fair.
In The Mandalorian, Mando's got arrows on the backs of his hands. Why do you think those are there? Aww. So that he knows where his fingers go? That's not why they're there. Man knows how to put gloves on, okay?
You get hit in the head a lot, especially by a dark trooper over and over again. You may need some directions.
Thank God for Beskar.
Right?
Fives and Hardcase are sneaking. They pulled away. They're sneaking over to the airbase. Fives is doing his Mission Impossible dun 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 dun. I was trained for this. Boop boop. Next to him, stomp stomp stomp. It's Hardcase, and he's got his giant fucking gun, and he's like,
the second they spot us, I start blasting.
Fives is like, what the fuck?
In D&D terms, this is why the rogue does not hang out with the full plate male paladin. It doesn't happen. It does not happen.
Fives is like, what is your deal? Hardcase is not offended. He's like,
I'm sorry, it's just how I am. My commander on Camino said my growth acceleration chamber had a leak. Made me hyperactive, I guess.
Totally unapologetic, not offended. He clearly gets this question a lot.
Yeah. It comes up a lot. Thanks, Hardcase. Yeah. Appreciate it.
He's a little intense. So Dogma is easily identified by the V-shaped tattoo on his face.
Do you know what that means, or?
No, it's just a tattoo on his face. The word dogma is defined as a principle or set of principles laid down by an authority as incontrovertibly true. So he's embodying that.
Right.
Because if we look at these stories, these 4 episodes, as Rex's story, Rex is in the middle, and we have the two ends of the loyalty follow orders spectrum around him, and that's Dogma way at the good soldiers follow orders end of the spectrum, and way over at the other end of the spectrum is Fives, the I fucking know better end of the spectrum. And he's got both of these voices in his ear.
And don't you think Rex would lean more to the I'm going to be loyal no matter what wing?
That's the way he wants to go.
Yeah.
And that's the way that all of his instincts say to go. But over the course of these episodes, he's learning that only works if your trust is placed in a worthy commander.
Yeah.
Easily identified by the V-shaped tattoo on his face.
Do you know what that means, or?
No. Okay, so that clip is my co-host and I struggling to find any particular significance or meaning behind this tattoo on Dogma's face. We do then go on to discuss how Dogma and Fives are like opposite ends of the spectrum and foils for Rex as he goes through this whole fucking journey on Umbara, right? But then we got this comment. Pause to read. Right? I mean, look at this. Look at. Y'all, when we say that our listeners and our followers are 10 times smarter than we are, this is what we fucking mean right here. Look at abso-fucking-lutely. That's a 5, that's a 5. They're just opposite sides of the same coin. That's it. Wow. Thank you so much for that comment. I'm going to tag you in the caption, whether you like it or not, because that's awesome.
So, for whatever reason, Five decides Hardcase is going to be the one.
Right? Okay, so he's wobbling around this very tight hangar with this starfighter. He's bumping into shit. He's knocking shit over. And Fives yells at him,
Hardcase, what are you doing? I knew I wouldn't be doing it.
I'm not sure why Fives isn't in there. Oh, wait, I know why Fives isn't the one in the cockpit. He's the one that has to take Pong Krell's call.
Yep. Krell calls in, and he's like, why is the alarm going off? Blah, blah, blah. What's happening? And God bless Fives. Like, he can't lie. He's not good at it at all.
Girl, he goes full Han Solo in this comms conversation.
I mean, Han did a better job, quite frankly, than Fives did.
But Fives, bless him, he's pulling it out of his ass. He's like,
we are decrypting the alien hardware, sir.
There's nothing wrong here. There's nothing. How are you? Like, that's how our whole conversation goes.
Someone's going to have to go behind the ray shield to deliver the bomb.
And God bless him. He doesn't even hesitate. He's like, somebody's going to have to do something really brave and really stupid. Guess that's me. And he hops out of his ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hardcase detaches one of the bombs, basically tells the other two to get the fuck out.
Right. And Hardcase just walks the torpedo around the ray shield into the engine core and lets it go. And he says,
live to fight another day, boys. live to fight another day.
Ugh.
And god damn it, look, I know that any time, particularly in Star Wars, if a character is instantly funny and lovable...
They're dead, yeah.
Yeah, I know, and I saw it coming. I don't care. I'm a sucker for it. I love him, and his death hurt my soul.
Yeah, it hurt a lot.
Are the clones considered people?
Yeah, to me they are.
But within the Grand Army of the Republic? Does the Republic consider the clones to be citizens of the Republic? Are they people?
I don't like where you're going with this at all. So are there some members of the Republic who believe that the clones are just tools to be used in the same way that droids are used? Absolutely.
I don't even know if they intended for this to be an element of this show, or if I'm overthinking a cartoon, but I'm here and I'm gonna do it. So, the reason I bring this up is because the shit that goes down in the next episode, nobody in the episode reacts like anything is illegal.
What do you mean by that?
Like Pong Krell ordering clones to be executed. Summary execution, no trial. Nobody reacts like, wait, you can't actually do that. They go along with it. The only objections that are raised are moral ones, not legal ones, which indicates that maybe it is totally okay for him to execute clones.
Oh my god, you're right.
Maybe that's fine.
Because Rex even says later in this episode, the commander is allowed to do this kind of shit when we're in battle.
Right. So are they not... Because, like, who's representing the clones in the Senate? They don't have a representative.
Right.
Are the Kaminoans supposedly representing them? Because it's kind of difficult to think that the Kaminoan senator is representing the clones as citizens of her planet when she's actually bartering to sell them to the Republic.
Ugh.
So, are the clones people, or are they property? In which case, everything that Pong Krell does on Umbara would, in the eyes of the law of the Republic, not be a crime much worse than collateral damage and excessive destruction of materiel.
I hate the Republic.
Yeah. And like how maybe we can daydream that somebody like Padme Amidala or Bail Organa or Mon Mothma would step up in the Senate and be like, hey, I know everything moved really quickly and we suddenly required millions and millions of soldiers out of nowhere and their citizenship isn't really a thing. So all of that happened really fast, but let's get the law to catch up and let's go ahead and acknowledge the personhood of these men. Mm-hmm. We can daydream about that all they want, but they would have to have that argument on the same floor of the Senate where the price of each of those men's lives is bartered. So it is not in the Republic's best interest to acknowledge that they are people, because then they don't have their slave labor soldiers.
Yay, kid show.
Right after that ending of this episode, where it's like, and they will be executed for treason. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, and it goes straight into that.
Right.
Then we get the Cartoon Network ad for the next week's episode. Would you like to know what that ad said?
I'm deathly curious right now.
It goes...
Ever had a substitute who just wasn't as cool as your regular teacher? That's the way Rex and the clones are feeling about Jedi Master Krell. But instead of getting too much math homework, they might not make it off Umbara alive.
Wow.
Like, they're trying, hey, it's a kids show, kids network, kiddity kids, it's for children, boop-a-doop-a-doo, substitute teachers and math homework, huh? Please? Nobody's getting executed for treason here. That's not what we just said. Don't listen to the testicle face man. That's not what happened. Children show.
I am floored. Wow.
And they do finally spot the enemy, and they're like, oh shit, no, they totally are disguised as clones. They're disguised as, they're in 212th armor.
Right.
So they start firing. They start lobbing mortars. It is an ugly fucking fight.
Yeah, a lot of clones die.
At one point, Rex looks over at a dead enemy on the ground and recognizes a familiar jawline sticking out from under a partially dislodged helmet. And this was so horrifying. He tips the helmet off. That's a clone. Holy shit. They're firing on other clones. He immediately just runs into the middle of the battlefield. He's waving his arms over his head saying,
Everyone, stop firing! Cease fire! They're not Umbarans! They're clones!
He yanks his helmet off. He's like, take your helmets off. We're clones. They're clones. And the 212th guys on the other side see him and see that it's a clone. They're like, whoa, 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 stop.
Right. Rex had to grab one of them, actually. And
Yeah. He grabs one and, like, rips his helmet off and turns him around and shows him to his own men.
Yep.
Holy shit. This is so fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And watching it, like, I knew it was coming. I've watched this before. But it was still, like, I mean, I cried.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the darkest Star Wars scenes.
Yeah.
If not the darkest, quite frankly, because I do remember the first time seeing this, and I was more touched by it than I was to Order 66 in Revenge of the Sith.
Right. This was wrong. Mm-hmm. This was so wrong. Everyone on that battlefield is broken over this. And they're just, the silence after all of that cacophony of the battle, the silence on this battlefield now is fucking funereal. It is so heavy. It was great. It was just wonderful storytelling. It's breaking my heart. Here's the plan. We're going to go arrest Pong Krell for what he did here today.
A Jedi Master.
A Jedi Master. Here we go. And then we get a sexy clone power walk.
Yep.
Back into the airbase. And,
it was a very Michael Bay moment.
It would be even more Michael Bay if there was an explosion going behind them.
Yeah.
So this is where I would like to introduce a new counter to the show.
Oh, okay.
This is the bad timing sexiness counter. I should not be looking at this moment where these men have decided, they have resolved to take justice into their own hands, and they are marching into very potentially certain death because they're going to go try and detain a Jedi Master who is already proven willing and able and eager to kill them, and they are walking towards this very intense moment, but they look so fucking good doing it, right? Bad timing on the sexiness there. Like, it's neither the time nor the place.
And then the motherfucker busts out 2 dual lightsabers that are, like, thick, right? Yeah, but his lightsabers, like, seemed thicker and more intense to me than your normal. So
we talked before about how Pong Krell's dual lightsabers, they're hinged in the middle.
Right.
This is the first time we see that design canonically in Star Wars. I actually found schematics for the actual animation design of these lightsabers, and they're actually designed to be separated at the hinge as needed.
Wow.
So if he wanted to, he could separate them and just have one lightsaber in each hand.
Ugh.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to. He's a goddamn whirling dervish of
death.
Of really well-lit death. Like,
right.
He's stunningly dangerous. It is really cool. I hate to give him any credit, so I'm going to say, hey, animators, that fight scene was great.
Yeah, I know.
Pong Krell had nothing to do with that.
Pong Krell in action. Maybe if there was more of that, I would have liked him more, but he was devastating.
Is another moment on the bad timing sexiness counter? Because this is neither the time nor the place. But what the fuck else am I supposed to do when Captain Rex says on your knees?
Yeah.
This whole exchange, okay? Because say what you will about Pong Krell, he's got a hell of a voice.
He does.
So Rex says on your knees, and Krell says,
You're in a position of power now. How does it feel?
Ugh.
And then Rex says,
I said on your knees.
I'm supposed to be focusing on the moment, but I cannot.
This is very serious. Rex is about to murder a man in cold blood, and I just in defiance of all of his training and everything. Focus. It's not hot. It's not hot. And then Krell says,
It feels good, doesn't it?
That's it. I'm done. Stick a fork in me.